Hi, my name is Rachel Gallison and welcome to my workshop. This workshop is all about the Beachbody obsession and how our society is dealing with that. There are going to be three main ideas that we're going to talk about. The first is the influence of people around us. So that includes your friends, your family, your peers, your associates, anyone that you talk to on a daily basis. The second is how society's ideas of beauty are impacting social situations. So whether you go to school, whether you're in the workplace, this is basically how we view ourselves and what that causes us to do. And then the third thing we're going to talk about is how our ideas of beauty are changing from the Beachbody obsession to more of a body inclusion view of beauty. So let's take a moment to think. On the handout that was provided before the workshop, there was a question section. I'm just going to read those out loud to introduce your mind to thinking about these things. So the first question is, think of a time when you were not confident in yourself. Why did you feel that way? The second, reflect on a time where you compared yourself to someone else based on looks. What made you compare yourself to them? And then the third question, recall when you were a child. Did you ever worry about what you looked like or what people thought you looked like? These questions are really just to get your brain thinking and get you ready for this presentation. So let's just dive right in. The first topic, the influence of people around us. Rayner and his colleagues found that behavior and attitude-wise, young women tend to change to be more in line with their friends' attitudes and behavior. This is due to a social psychology idea called conformity. And basically what conformity is when your friends are doing something and because you're friends with them, you are more likely to do this. So let's just take for an example based on body image. Your friends are trying to eat less calories because they believe that that will help them lose weight and thin down for the summer. Now, because you want to fit in with them and you want to conform to society's ideas of beauty, you are more likely to follow them into that diet, whether you believe it's the right thing to do or not. But because you want to be like your friends, you are more likely to conform. Researchers have found that friendships are based upon similar attitudes and behavior. This research can be found in the resources section of your handout, but I just wanted to introduce it in this presentation. So basically what this means is that we choose our friendships based on how we look and behave. They found that women and men who look alike are more likely to be friends. When it comes to social selection in school, we are more likely to be friends with people who looked like us weight-wise and who were in the same activities of us as we were. So let's move on to the second. How society's ideas of beauty are impacting social situations. Men and women are more likely to feel out of place in social situations. If you look at the picture atop, you will see that this is exactly what society wants you to believe is beautiful. If you don't look like this, you are not considered beautiful. Now, what does this do to our social situations? Researchers found that the more a woman perceived conflicting gender role at school, the higher the eating disorder. So what this means is that when we don't fit in, we have to change to fit in. When we go out to social situations and when we have these interactions, if we aren't feeling confident, then we are more likely to change something about ourselves. Eating disorders are becoming more popular with young people in general, not just women, because they feel like there's a pressure to conform. Myers and Twing found that when seeking love and employment, overweight people face slim prospects. And that is because of this picture right up here. We are so quick to believe that this is what beautiful is that we only want to be with beautiful people. So someone who doesn't look like this is less likely to find someone to be with. And this really impacts our social situations because then we start having a lack of self-confidence and we don't think that we are adequate enough for society. And then the third idea is how our ideas of beauty are changing from the Beachbody obsession. Now, all these things we've talked about so far seem like they are a little bit negative, but I want to change that around because things are changing in our world. Companies like Dove and Aeropostale and Aerie and American Eagle are all changing the way that they do advertisement. So a couple years ago, they implemented this idea of having models that don't look like the person to the top, but look like the people over here. So everyday people like you and me can be models. What this means is that our stereotypes of beauty are being crushed, and that is fantastic. So to go along with that, what can we do to keep this ball rolling? How can we change society's view of beauty even more? So here are 3 ways we can change society. Taking the time to appreciate our bodies. If you ever take an anatomy class or a physiology of behavior class, you will realize that our brains and our bodies are amazing. They can do so much for us other than just look beautiful. They help you speak, they help you eat, they help you move, they help you do all these incredible things that create incredible experiences. And this is a way that we can change society. If we take it away from just looks and take it in the inside and how we feel, things are going to be a lot different. The second idea is practicing self-care. I think this was very underrated in our society. We don't take the time to step back and give ourselves some self-care. They did a study on happiness. If wealthy and popular countries are more happy. So some of the things they found is that implementing self-care made people happier. So things like close supportive relationships, positive thinking habits, and even gratitude journals really help us see how amazing of life we have. I think that when it comes to looks and experiences, looks will fade away, but experiences will last forever. So you might look nice now and have this incredible body, but later on that experience won't be the same as if you treated your body with love and care. And the third idea is complimenting others. This is so underrated. If we compliment each other, that will just start a revolutionary change. By complimenting others, we are going to be fueling ourselves because we see the impact of other people, as well as sometimes when you offer a compliment, you'll get a compliment back, and that will just feed your self-confidence and the way you feel about yourself. So these are 3 ways that we can change society's views. So I'd like to leave you with a quote by Confucius. Everything has beauty, but not everyone can see it. So while our society sees beauty as a 6-pack and strong muscles, there is so much more to being beautiful, and we are on a path to change that. So join me in taking this information out in the world and making a change.